go.
Good morning, it's Jim in beautiful Beaverton, Oregon. It's October 25th and it's very windy and blustery. We have sun now, but in a minute we may have rain, so a little bit of everything. It's kind of fun to be out here today, actually. So today I'm going to give you the part 3 in our 3-part series on setting up an aquaponics system. That part 3 will have to do with tricking out your fish tank and adding media to your beds and getting ready to actually go with it. So, but before I do that, I wanted to tell you what I've been up to the last couple weeks. So it came time to decommission a pond that I built. There's 4,000 gallons in another property, so I had to fill it in, cover it up, and plant grass, and it's all gone now. But in the interim, I spent about 2 days catching fish, some with nets, some actually on barbless hook, on hook and line, was the only way I could get them. But I got basically all of them, and they're now my guests here. I have somewhere between 15 and 20 bluegill in here, and then I have 3 ancient goldfish out there in my watering trough that are literally well over 10 years old. These bluegill, the big ones, are over 8 years old. So anyhow, I caught the bluegill, brought them over here, and I have now purchased another 300-gallon watering trough and extended my watering trough cover so that I'm going to put in another little pond out there so I have enough space for all these fish, which is what you will see in the next video. But now back to what we started out to do is how you might trick out your tanks. We'll start with the way I like to set them up. These are 150 glass fronted Pentair fiberglass tanks, but you can do the same thing with a watering trough if you have one. Is the bottom we cover with pool sand. It's pool filter sand or spa pool filter sand. It's really nice stuff. It's clean, it's white, and it's cheap. So then my new thing, and what seems to work really good, is to make little bluegill condos, or rooms, I guess. This is the Bluegill Hotel in the back, and they really seem to like that. Literally, they'll all just disappear into their rooms. I'm going to feed them just a little bit here. It's getting late in the year for them to be eating, so they're not super hungry. Well, I guess something good up there. Anyhow, I've got more than I need, so we're going to put this other pond in here. But as you see, build yourself a little wall, give your fish some shelter. And we of course have air, but that's another story. We'll do another video on air. So that's the way I like to set up the tanks. Let's go over to the other side where we have grow beds here. So there are various materials you can put in your grow, but I'm doing dual root zone aquaponics, so my plants fit in the grow bed, but the media itself, it wouldn't matter. I much prefer expanded clay. I've tried volcanic rock and gravel for other purposes, but it's just too hard on your hands. This stuff is just so much nicer to work with. This is actually Hydroton, which is the brand. It's a German-made expanded clay. Comes in different sizes. It goes from small to pretty good size, an array between the two. This is the Hydra Crackle, made by Home Depot or sold by Home Depot, and you see they're all about the same size. To tell the truth, I like a mix of both. If you could, but it really doesn't matter. I think if I had to choose today, I'd choose these because they sink faster. So anyhow, I'm going to assume we fill it up with this. There's 3 50-gallon bags or 50-liter bags in this, so you can kind of figure out the math for how that would work. And then, of course, I put pots in the media. They're filled roughly up to that line with expanded clay themselves with a barrier, and then the plant, so I can fertilize the plants without just the water from the fish, which is a big deal when you first start out. This is very important when you first start out because it takes a long time to get the fish to and everything to be working so that you get enough nitrogen to do the job. So anyhow, in conclusion, what I would like to say is before you put this hydroton or the hydrocrackle into a container like this, you need to wash it off. So get yourself one of those laundry bags with all the little holes in it. I should have got one here. You can get them for like $1 at IKEA or wherever. Fill it with hydroton and then run the hose through it and wash it all off. If you don't do that, you'll get a red residue everywhere in your system. So do that, fill it up, fire it up with water, and then we'll go from there. I will see you next week.